BrahMos is more than a missile. It's India's most successful weapon, the world's fastest operational cruise missile, and the first Indian system to be exported to another country. But how did India, a country that once depended almost entirely on foreign missile technology, end up building a missile that even world superpowers take seriously? This is the full story of BrahMos, how it started, how it became so fast, and where it's going next. In the 1990s, India faced a major problem. Its existing anti-ship missiles were older, slower, and shorter ranged than what China and Pakistan were acquiring. At the same time, India wanted a high-speed cruise missile, something that could fly low, hit hard, and was almost impossible to stop. But developing such a missile alone was extremely difficult, especially without access to Western technology due to sanctions. So India did something bold. It decided to build a missile unlike anything the country had ever attempted. In 1998, India partnered with Russia to create a joint venture called BrahMos Aerospace. Two countries, two strengths, one goal. India brought its expertise in navigation, guidance, electronics, and precision manufacturing. Russia brought decades of experience in high-speed missile engines. Together, they would attempt something no one else had done: to create the fastest operational cruise missile on Earth. They named it after two rivers, Brahmaputra and Moskva, a symbol of two nations flowing into one powerful idea. The secret lies in its engine. Most cruise missiles use turbofan engines, which limit their speed to around Mach 0.8 to Mach 1. But BrahMos was designed around a supersonic ramjet, a type of engine that doesn't even work unless the missile is already moving incredibly fast. First, a booster kicks it forward. Then the ramjet ignites, sucking in air at extreme speed and compressing it naturally, unleashing a blast of thrust that pushes the missile close to Mach 3. At that speed, the world changes. Enemy radars get only seconds of warning. Ship defenses have almost no reaction time. And when a Mach 3 missile hits, it doesn't just explode. It punches through with the force of a moving mountain. But the engineers didn't stop at speed. BrahMos was designed to think while it flies. It uses advanced guidance, satellite navigation, and an active radar seeker to find its target with pinpoint accuracy. It skims just a few meters above the ocean, hiding from radar. It twists, turns, and maneuvers mid-flight, making interception nearly impossible. Even if detected, stopping it is a nightmare. Slowly, quietly, BrahMos became a weapon that navies across the world started to study very carefully. India then expanded what the missile could do. On land, BrahMos was modified to perform steep dives in mountainous terrain. At sea, it became the primary strike weapon for Indian destroyers and frigates. From underwater tests, it proved it could be launched from below the surface. And then came the breakthrough, air launch capability. Modifying the Su-30 MKY to carry a 2.5-ton supersonic missile was a massive engineering challenge. The aircraft had to be structurally reinforced, its flight software rewritten, and even its intakes redesigned. But once complete, India achieved something no other air force in the world had done: a fighter jet carrying a supersonic cruise missile with this level of range and destructive power. BrahMos became a symbol of what India could achieve when it refused to accept limitations. But the story still isn't finished. Engineers are developing BrahMos-NG, a smaller, lighter version designed to fit on Tejas, Rafale, and future aircraft like AMCA. This version will allow fighter jets to carry multiple BrahMos at once. And beyond that lies BrahMos-II, a hypersonic successor targeting speeds above Mach 6. If successful, it will place India in one of the most exclusive clubs in the world, the group of nations capable of operational hypersonic weapons. And then in 2022, the world finally acknowledged the missile's impact. The Philippines signed a deal to buy BrahMos, making it India's first major offensive weapon export. For the first time, India wasn't just building advanced weapons for itself. It was supplying them to other nations. BrahMos started during a time when India was restricted and cut off from technology. Today, it represents the opposite: independence, capability, and global confidence. What began as a response to sanctions became a missile that reshaped India's military identity. And as BrahMos-NG and BrahMos-II move closer to reality, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. India set out to build a missile no one could stop. And in many ways, it succeeded.